Hey, it's Brad Johnson from johnson.audio. I'm here to talk to you about how to be a music producer. This is a pretty big scoping idea. I know there's a lot of information out there about being a music producer. A lot of it that I find is usually kind of, videos about being a beat maker, producer, like in terms of, working with rappers and all that kind of stuff, or pop musicians, and all that is, valid. I'm actually going to leave a video below that I think is hilarious about, different things about being a music producer, how you know you're a music producer. And there's a lot of truth in it, but really, I don't think it really dives deep into the heart of what a music producer does or who it is that they are, or even if you are called to be a music producer. So it's really, if we look at just the scope of recording in general, there's a lot of pieces that go into it. It's more than just sitting on a microphone and hitting record or making a couple beats and then rapping over it. There's a lot to a professional recording, from writing the song to arranging that song and creating all the, putting on all the clothing, so to speak, onto the song itself, and then finding all the players and the engineers and stuff to actually make all that come to life, into the editing, the mixing, the mastering. There's so many pieces to it, and where the music producer falls into that is the person who oversees all of it. They're the ones who make the project happen. They're the ones that see everything through to the end. They have a vision for where the sounds and stuff should go, and they pick their team accordingly. You as a music producer are really, you're the helm of the ship. You're really the general contractor, so to speak. If say you're building a house, they're really, they're really in charge of everything. And honestly, a good music producer knows that they are only as good as their team. And so you really have to be in that place of humility and knowing that the whole thing isn't about you. It's about the song itself. It's about serving the song to get to the end user, to where that end user can have an experience with that song and feel a connection to it. And so really, to be a music producer, you have to be a people person. You have to be somebody who can see the strengths in others and pull that out of them, and to keep teams working together. You might have to mediate between musicians and engineers and interns. I know for me personally, I interned for a producer once, and I one time stepped out of line with just the way I spoke to an artist. We had a good rapport, but he had to take me out and talk to me a bit about just the dynamics of how to talk to the artist. And I mean that there's no bad will in any of it. It's just knowing how to run the whole thing very smoothly. And so you're gonna be with that, you just have to be somebody who is selfless and putting the team before themselves, and really choosing the right people. You have a sound in your head. You have to know that this person that you're bringing on board can see that vision and take that through. And in later videos, we'll absolutely talk about deeper parts of the process and what that looks like. So if you really feel like you're called to be a music producer, and a true music producer, one who actually assembles teams and makes music happen in that realm in a bigger capacity, you're going to need to know what all those little pieces look like and how to do it a little bit. I love, the oil tycoon. Now I'm forgetting his name. It's a guy who built a huge oil business, Jean-Paul Getty. He would say that he knew every aspect of his business. He could go into any part of his business and he could work alongside with those people. And he knew how to speak the language. He knew how to do the job. And because of that, he was able to earn the respect of all the people that worked in all the different departments. And he knew when something wasn't working, and he knew how to diagnose it and fix it. And that is really your job as a producer, is to be able to just take the artist's vision and give them also a bigger vision and just deliver that, and to make everybody better within that process. It's not an easy thing. It's something that I've done in the past. I still continue to do in the future with my songwriting. But I mean, it's definitely something where you're going to have to deal with a lot of personalities, and you're going to have to deal with a lot of not follow through and just a bunch of other things. And once you find your team, you got to keep them tight. But really, I mean, if you really think about diving deep into the heart of being a music producer, it's more than just creating beats or making music on your laptop by yourself in your bedroom. I am guilty of it. I do that. I've done it. But really, to be a true music producer, you have to have a team. You have to build a team. You have to know the start to finish, the A to Z of recording music, and really serve the song. That really, I think, dives deep into it. I will, in future videos, talk more about the process of the A to Z to recording an entire song and album and what that looks like and all the pieces. And I'll even dive into the technical side of it and show you how to do, some mixing, some editing, mastering, songwriting, all that kind of stuff. We'll get into it. I just right now wanted to kind of dive into the heart of things. So I appreciate you listening to this. Again, below, leave me a comment if anything isn't clear or you disagree with me or you want to add something. I'm totally open ears. Just love to have this conversation with you. I'll also leave a couple videos below. One of DJ Khaled talking about just the difference between a beat maker and a producer. I think he's, obviously he's big time and he is a character. It's fun to listen to, but he kind of lays into it a little bit, and I think there's a lot of truth in what he says. And again, I'll leave that video below about just the how to know you're a producer or how to be a producer, and I think it's pretty funny. There's a lot of stuff in there that is funny because it's kind of true, but again, it's not necessarily the end all be all, but it's just fun to watch. So hope you got something out of this. I really encourage you to really look at if you aren't a team player or you're somebody who likes to work underneath somebody else, or you feel like you're best suited in mixing or you're best suited in songwriting, you may not be called to be a producer. And the sooner you can learn that and just get that off your plate and not worry about being the music producer, the better. It's a big responsibility. It's a lot to take in when you're in that role. I've worked along some really good music producers who've done really big budget stuff, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of juggling, and sometimes it seems to be, to me, to be that studio musician that comes in and just gets told what to do, and you lay it down, and you're in and you're out, and you're able to, go to dinner and spend time with your family while the producer and everybody else is kind of stuck in this process. Sometimes that might be the better route for you. If so these are things to think about as you're trying to journey into your music path. And so I just hope you got something out of this. Again, leave me a comment. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.